it's time for the other side of the story to be told. And this, Dave and I, when we did this project, that was the ultimate aim, to recognize those folk that were unheard.
Our collaboration was a lot of fun, and it was more effective than if either one of us had worked alone on the project. Both of us had ideas that enabled the final product to be so much richer. Honestly, I don't think I was sensitive enough to realize the importance of what we were going to undertake. And so the fact that we had a good personal relationship anyway just made it all the more important and workable at the same time.
Ideas from Dave and from myself that actually brought that project together. It was the way it should be. It was a lot of work and collaborating and talking things through.
I was really impressed with Hannah and Josh. They had such a background that they were bringing to this project that it seemed to me that it was going to enable us to be more successful than if we just came into this on our own and started from scratch. And it proved out to be a wonderful collaboration, not only between the two of us, but with the whole team. We had a lot of ideas coming in, and so it involved just a lot of sketching and then cost estimation of materials and thinking about time and schedule and what was going to be feasible on the time frame and what would be the most important to the success of the project. So once we got to the point where we felt like we had a happy marriage of all of those variables, then it was a matter of continuing with the interviews of people in the community and finally making a presentation that showed different options that could be chosen. And so once the option was chosen, we had to go back and confirm all of our plans, our cost estimates, everything about the way that the project was going to be executed, from how big the pieces of metal were going to be cut and which ones are going to be welded, and all those kind of nitty-gritty details that come in building something that most people would never think about when you just walk up and see it done.
That's a major piece. It has brought a lot of attention to the Black Lives Matter movement. It's time. It's past time.
This project gave me a chance to make a contribution that I think is probably about as good a contribution as I could make as an individual artist on a small scale in Louisville, Kentucky. To learn about so much that has happened both in the past and in recent years, it was really rewarding. It made me feel like there's a connection that I've made.
This display is one of the most rewarding of my career. The creative process is sometimes hard to figure out. In visual arts, ideas may come in an instant, and other times you can't see the forest for the trees. The benches are in remembrance of our stories and our struggle to lean into that hurricane of racism. We've always known who we are, and although it's taken centuries to tell one side of the stories in our own words, there is no time like the present.
When we were down there at the Juneteenth celebration was one of elation. It was great to see the reception that all of those people gave the project as a whole, and but also the feeling that I had was quite different, in that many times if I produce a piece for the public or a smaller type of a display or an installation, there's a lot of personal pride involved. This time, I didn't feel that pride. I just felt a joy in participation.
There was a joy in doing the project, but there was also a sadness. There was a sadness in, this is what I have to present to the public. This part of history that has never been told. I'm thankful for the people that I have been attached to with this project. You know, Hannah and Josh and Dave and all the others. I know that I'm leaving some folk out, but I don't mean to. I just want to
thank Dave for being a friend all these years and agreeing to do the project.
One of the most gratifying things for me was seeing Duffy have the chance for more recognition. His work has always struck me as especially poignant, very strong, monumental even when it's on a small scale. So I was glad to get the chance to work with him and see him get a chance to explore some other opportunities, perhaps even on a greater scale later on.